Hello everyone, welcome to the To Explore Wellness channel. I'm Amy. I'm a nutrition coach who has successfully lost and maintained a 40-pound weight loss through learning, educating myself, and developing healthier habits after years of struggling to lose weight and keep it off, also known as yo-yo dieting. So I make it my goal to not only give tips for others to also have successful weight loss and maintenance, but also help you develop and create healthier recipes to reach those goals. In this video, we're going to talk about navigating events and holidays when you are trying to be healthier, lose weight, or even maintain weight. Because we all know events, holidays, that's when a lot of the temptations happen. So we're going to go over 6 different strategies and tips for you to be successful during these times so that you can stay on track with your goals. Now, by no means am I telling you to bring your scale to a holiday party or to nitpick every little thing that goes on your plate. Holidays, events, they're meant to be enjoyed, but at the same time, these events, these things can add up pretty quickly. And if you've got goals you want to reach, multiple events can really bundle up and cause you to not reach your goals in the same time frame that you had hoped to reach them. Now, while I'm posting this video around the holidays, and that's kind of what sparked me to come up with this idea, these tips and tricks can really apply to strategies you can use year round in order to help you stay on track. Now, let's go ahead and get started. And trust me, the last tip is probably the best one, so make sure you stay tuned. So let's go ahead and get started with our first tip. On my weight loss journey, I've realized the importance of protein. And I'm sure you've heard it all over the place now. Protein this, protein that. Well, it's important. It's important for a few reasons, because not only does it help build and maintain muscle mass, but it also makes you fuller. It also has a higher thermogenic effect than fat and carbohydrates, which actually means your body burns a little bit more when consuming and digesting it. It's pretty minimal, but still, we take what we can get, right? So my first tip is to fill your plate up with your proteins and your vegetable sides first. Kind of making sure that you're getting those nutrient-dense things that will keep you full, maybe a little bit higher volume. And of course, you can add on those little fun things, that mac and cheese, those pizza bites, whatever they might be. I'm not saying to completely eliminate them unless you want to, but consuming those in moderation and filling up with kind of those healthier options that are probably also extremely delicious are going to help you feel better overall. And before I get to the second tip, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. Please do so, because I'll be coming up with many more delicious recipes and many more tips for you to stay on track with your own health and weight loss goals. Number 2 is to stay away from the food table. Out of sight, out of mind kind of concept. And I can definitely tell you that I personally benefit from this greatly. If my plate is empty and I am in arm's reach of the appetizers, the food, whatever it might be, I am a lot more likely to take some and put it on my plate or put it directly in my mouth than if I had to get up and make an effort to get it. So regardless of whether I'm actually hungry or not, or, this is, I think, a lot of people's mentality is that if it's in arm's reach, it's just so much easier to get it. It's the same concept even at home, for example. I always recommend to not eat out of the bag of chips or not eat out of the bag of popcorn, because when you kind of have that endless option, especially if you're socializing, talking, whatever, your mind is not focused on the food, then you tend to overeat more than you really want to, more than your body needs or wants. All right, strategy number 3 is to bring your own healthier option. Bring something that's healthier. Bring a side salad or a healthier dessert that's lower in sugar, or maybe a fruit-based dessert. Having something that you know is going to be more nutritious for you, maybe higher volume, that you can kind of default to if you need to, or fill your plate up with more, helps you stay on track better. So having that option available for you is going to allow you to be able to potentially fill your plate up with that a little bit more. And of course, try the other things as well, but at least you know you have something that's on the healthier side. And to be honest, I actually have friends that request my healthy meals when I bring it over to parties. A lot of people think that, healthy meals are boring or they're not that good, but trust me, I've got you covered. So make sure you're subscribed if you need some delicious recipes to bring. All right, number Number four. Number four is going to be to stay hydrated. Obviously, events, parties, things like that, there's usually alcohol at them. If you're someone who enjoys a glass of wine or a cocktail or whatever, obviously those calories can add up quite quickly. Not only that, then also your sleep is impacted as well as your choices are impacted. So you might reach for, less nutritious options. You might not feel great the next day in order to make nutritious foods, crave greasy stuff, whatever. So staying hydrated not only potentially helps you feel better the next day, it could help you drink less alcohol, but it also helps you feel a little bit more full and satiated. And we all know hydration is just important in general. One strategy that I can recommend is literally taking your other beverage glass and filling that with water in between each beverage. That way, you're getting your water in, and it also helps you manage your alcoholic intake or sugary drink intake. Number five is not something to do at your parties or events, but rather prior or post. It's actually to stay active. Thinking about getting exercise in or going for a walk afterwards to help digestion, just kind of making sure you're being active. I know both physically and mentally, I find that that's really beneficial. A lot of times when we do overeat, we tend to feel that guilt of overeating, like, oh no, I have to burn off the calories, etc. And I'm not telling you to exercise to burn off the extra calories, but it does help with just mental health. Like you accomplished something today, you exercise today, you feel better, your endorphins are going. And again, it's so beneficial to digestion. I always make sure that I get movement in. I still hit my 8 or 10K steps each day. It's really a great tip, not only, again, physically to feel better, but also mentally to feel better. Okay, and strategy number 6 is not to deprive yourself. The point of this is not to say, don't have this, don't have that, but to have these things in moderation. Say, for example, the dessert table. I love dessert. I've got a huge sweet tooth. It's hard for me to not take everything, right? And I want everything. But having little bits of things in moderation, having, again, smaller portions of those things that might be a little bit less healthy, it's still allowing you to enjoy these delicious foods without depriving yourself. You don't want to deprive yourself because that ends up a different form of feeling guilty, right? Or constantly thinking about the calories in the food, this and that. It's okay to enjoy yourself, right? It's okay to have these things. Again, you want to have them in moderation. Eating pecan pie every day, not so great for you. Eating a piece of pecan pie on Thanksgiving or sharing a slice with somebody, that's okay. It's the holidays, events, these kinds of things, you're meant to enjoy yourself. So it's important not to deprive yourself because typically that ends up in a backlash. And again, think make a healthier version of something, have that, and then one other small option. Okay, so kind of thinking about how to almost Tetris your plate so that you have a variety of things and you're not depriving yourself of any one thing that you truly want. Now, this last bonus tip is more specifically for the holidays when you potentially have leftovers or maybe you did a cookie exchange or whatever that might be. Actually, I have a few strategies. One is freezing things, okay? A lot of things can be frozen and you can repurpose them later, have them later, make them last longer. You can freeze a pumpkin pie and rethaw it. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go about doing this. But you can also share them with friends or family. Do a drop off to your next door neighbor because a lot of times, again, in sight, in mind, out of sight, out of mind. So not having these things kind of everywhere in front of you will help you be more mindful of them. Again, storing them in the fridge, portioning them out. These are types of things that can help you strategize and help you fit these delicious foods that we all know and love into your macros, into your goals without feeling deprived, but still enjoying them. Because again, we don't want deprivation. We want to find strategic ways to incorporate these foods into our daily lives, into our macros, so that we can enjoy them and reach our goals. I really hope you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. Please let me know in the comments which of these strategies you could see yourself utilizing, whether it's during the holiday season or even if you're just doing a Friday night dinner party. These are all things that I've personally used and they've really been helpful to navigate keeping off my weight loss and maintaining my weight. So I thank you all for being here. If you enjoyed this content, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure to check out my delicious and healthy recipes so that you have options that you can enjoy on your own or even bring to parties and potlucks. Thank you for joining, and see you next time.